A group of Aboriginal clans will take legal action against the Northern Land Council over the way it's handling mining talks. The NLC is renegotiating an agreement with the mining company Rio Tinto Alcan over its alumina refinery on the Gove Peninsula. One of the areas included in the agreement is Red Mud Pond. The Durali Nation claim to be the traditional owners of this land but say they've been ignored. I spoke to Aboriginal lawman Reverend Djiniyini Gondarra earlier today. Reverend Djiniyini Gondarra, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
What are the concerns you have over the negotiations between the Northern Land Council and Rio Tinto over Red Mud Pond?
I think it's a major concern for which I represent, the Durali Clan Nation in Eastern Ireland, particularly the concern towards Gove Peninsula mining lease, focusing on in a particular area, Red Mud Pond. And that's where my concern is, and I'm being given that authority to challenge the Land Council and the Rio Tinto.
So the Northern Land Council didn't come and speak to Durali Nation about this area?
What they have done is that they talked to one or two Durali representatives from the Durali Nation, and they see that that's the best way that they can do, and then turn around and talk to these two major clan nation that has been running the whole show. I would use that as a show, not as a people who have no heart for the real traditional owners, which is a Durali Clan Nation.
And in the past, that's been recognised. You have had royalties from that area before.
Oh yeah, the royalties that we got from Gove Peninsula because of those old people who have been there, and they had a very important covenant between the Reverend Clan Nation, which is my grandmother's people, and the Durali Nation. There has been a covenant done under what I call a ngara. Ngara is in a parliament, a Yolngu parliament, Aboriginal parliament, where the covenant has been created and put for them to take the role as a custodian and caretaker, and not as an TO of Gove Peninsula, particularly focusing on Red Mud Pond.
What is it that you need to see Northern Land Council do now?
Their role is to be able to go, sit with the Durali Nation and talk, this is the way things have to happen. They have never done that. And this has always been the difficult of the Land Council going around. You know what they're doing? They're throwing a bound where we can fight. Northern Land Council was supposed to be establishing a precedent which create an harmony for all traditional owners and the people who are associated with the situation like what we're now facing.
So when you're saying throwing a bone for people to fight about, has it caused problems between clans?
It is not helping us. They're not doing the way, following the law. There should be, there should be justice, and there have to be ways to create dialogue and negotiation between the proper land TOs.
What you were talking about with the Northern Land Council, you've said they're not a People's Council, they're representing the Australian government. Why do you say that?
Well, they don't listen to the TOs. Whatever we decided to do, the best, because we are the landowners. It is our estate. They turn around and they listen more or less to the government rather than to the TOs, or whoever the commercial business that is going to establish something in Aboriginal land.
So at this point, the negotiations between the Northern Land Council and Rio Tinto have progressed, and you've sought legal action, is that right?
Look, enough is enough. It's a time now to take a legal challenge, a court action. And this is the only way that we need to get our justice back, because Land Council does not listen. They have been the problem from the ever since when the Gove Peninsula mining has begun. And not only in Gove Peninsula, but any Aboriginal land, they have been the problem. This is not the best organization that dealing with the Aboriginal land Aboriginal commercial business, anything that to do with Aboriginal people in the land. Land Council is not an organisation that could be dealing with.
Reverend Gondarra, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
The Northern Land Council says it's thoroughly consulted traditional owners, including groups associated with Durli Nation. Rio Tinto Alcan says it's guided by the NLC in identifying the rightful Aboriginal owners.